Hey TPC, so check this out. I wanted to take a second to talk to you guys about our TPC Thrive campaign that we're going to be going through over the next 5 weeks or so. Some of you guys may have kind of heard through the grapevine, or you've heard via email that that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting that, and you may want to know what it is. Well, last year we did it, and we raised $16,000, which helped launch us into the new year and helped us sustain ourselves. This year we're going to do it again. Our goal is to raise $20,000. But there's several things that may go on in your mind as you're asking, why do we need to raise such a large amount of money for a church, and why are we asking for money? What are we going to do with this money? And some of you guys want to know what it's all about. Well, let me just kind of explain to you that as a church, it's pretty clear that it takes a lot of money to run and to sustain a church. And so that's kind of the simple fact, but it also will help us to, there's two primary reasons why I want to do this and I feel led to do this. One is it helps us to practice contagious generosity. You see, our three core values are abide, connect, give. And so this allows us to, and pushes us and presses us to practice contagious generosity. But the second major reason that I feel like we need to do this Thrive campaign is to kind of help us. We're a brand new church plant, and so this will kind of help launch us into the new year. Just like last year did, it's going to do it again this year. We were able to have a very strong spring last year, and we want to do that again this year. And so it'll help us to practice contagious generosity, and it'll also help us to launch into the spring very strong. So those are two reasons that I really feel led to do this Thrive campaign. But for many of you who have been with us for several years, maybe since the beginning, or maybe you're new and you don't really know a whole lot about TPC, I want to say there's pretty much 4 things that will help a church grow and thrive into the future. We're just a brand new baby church, and so there's 4 things that we really need. Obviously, the given is we need God to be with us. We need God to lead us and to direct us and guide us. But practically, there's 4 things that help a church to thrive, right? Number 1 is vision. Number 2 is the substance of that church, the depth of the church. Number 3 is people. And number 4 is money. And so those 4 things on a practical level will help a church to thrive. Here's the deal. I know that TPC has a vision that is worth investing in. I'm committed to it, leading people down the pathway to real life. We are committed to help people in our community and in our society experience real life. We do that by serving them, and we do that by planting churches. And so we have a strong vision. I really believe that our church is a church of substance. We preach the scriptures, we preach the Bible, we're committed to that. We dig into the word through cell groups, and we are committed to that. I believe that TPC has vision. I believe that TPC has substance. Those 2 things are the first 2 things. The second 2 things that we really need are people and money. TPC has grown people-wise from 8 people into about 130 regular attenders at our church, and on average, an average attendance is right around 100 or so. And God has really grown us over the last 2 years in some incredible ways. So if you think about growing from 8 people to over 100 people in 2 years, just imagine where we'll be 2 years from now. So you got vision, you got substance, you got people, and then the last thing you need is money. And that's why we're going to try to raise, by December the 11th, we want to try to raise $20,000. We want to raise $20,000 to launch us into the new year. Now, here's my hope. My hope is that as a church, you guys would commit to give at least $1,000 to TPC on that day. For some of you, $1,000 may seem like a ton. For some of you, $1,000 may not be that much, and you need to give $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000, right? But $1,000 is kind of what we're asking everybody to minimally commit to that gift on December the 11th. And we think that a garage sale, a couple of fundraisers with your family, make a game out of it, see what you can save, and see if you can give at least $1,000 on that day. So there's 4 things that really help a church thrive. Number 1 is vision, substance, people, in money, right? So we're going to try to raise $20,000, right? We're going to do that on Big Give Sunday, which is December the 11th. The second thing that we really want to do in 2017, and we really need to do in 2017, is grow people-wise. We need people to commit and begin attending TPC at a larger level. We want to double our attendance in 2017. We believe God can do that. So I'm asking you guys to commit over the next 6 to 12 months to bring a family into our church. That doesn't mean just invite a family. That doesn't mean just get somebody to attend, but actually commit to bringing a family into our church over the year of 2017. If we do that, we will double in attendance. So we could raise $20,000 by December 11th pretty easily. And we could double in attendance in 2017, and that would be incredible. That would help us to thrive and sustain ourselves as a church. We believe in the vision. We believe in the mission. We're committed to this. We believe that God is in this and God is doing some great things. And then there's the last thing that we're asking you to do. So the first thing we're asking is on December the 11th to give at least $1,000. Then we're asking you guys in the next 6 to 12 months to commit to bringing a family into the fellowship at TPC. And then the third thing we want you guys to do is to find your 5, all right? Find your 5. So here's the deal. We want you guys, we're praying, will you guys join us in finding 5 people who will commit to giving $100 to $150 to the Pathway Church on a monthly basis, all right? If they will commit to giving to the Pathway Church on a monthly basis, $100 to $150, man, I'm telling you guys, we will thrive as a church. With us coming together and doing these things, guys, we can thrive as a church. I know God has His hand on our church. I know God wants us to be here. I know God has a plan for us. I know God's called us. And so as a church, there's 3 things that I'm just asking you guys and pleading with you guys. I know this. If you guys will join me, God will do some great things in our church in the next year. If you guys will commit to, on December the 11th, to give at least $1,000, right? The second thing is, in the next 6 to 12 months, will you commit to bringing a family into the fellowship of the Pathway Church? Just one family, if you can commit to bringing them in, that'll help our church double in attendance. And then the third thing is, will you find your 5, right? Will you find 5 people that you're willing to ask? Guys, I know we can help you do this. If you're uncomfortable with all this, come and see me or Ashley. We want to help you with this. But if you will find your 5, find 5 people that will give at least $100 to $150 on a monthly basis to the Pathway Church, guys. That is the TPC Thrive campaign. I'm asking you guys, will you join us? Will you pray with us? Will you get on board? Will you help us do this? Guys, God's got His hand on the Pathway Church, and we got brighter days ahead. I promise you, the best is yet to come. Thank you.